If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see Modesto. Hit your throw and I'ma catch those. Mexican, dame pesos. Hit your sus, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, full of points of God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in a bag, that's a big number.
Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. On first down, Pittman. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
And escapes the sack. He gets away from one. Oh, he cannot get away. Down goes Vic.
Like the footwork back there. I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. Three and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Hey, check my 30. Let's go. Come on. Check 26. Hey, alert 3. Alert 3.
Play action now, Vic. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. DJ Chark, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. From the gun, Vic. Now Vick stripped. He lost the football. And the Bills have recovered.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, there's going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
They'll run. It's Sanders. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
He's coming. He's coming. Double up.
They'll run with Sanders. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
51 the mic, boy. 51. Watch the slant. Jim.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Sanders. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. A great play there. His 11th touchdown on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. The end result, 21 yards.
I got you.
To throw, Vick. He's letting it fly for Cooks. It's caught inside the 25. That goes for a gain of 31. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind. No pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Going to throw right side here, complete.
That's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football.
To throw on 3rd down. Moon. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jerome Baker make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So a first-quarter sack, and remember, keep in mind he had 2 sacks in last week's game.
And it's always intriguing to me to watch these great pass rushers because some of them, they need their teammates to scheme for them, maybe occupy people and make it a one-on-one matchup. Other guys, they just defeat everything in front of them. To get 2 sacks in a game, it's a little bit of both for you.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll try the left side. Pittman. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. On 3rd and 1, here's Vic. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well, if you're going to pass on 3rd and 1, you better get a first down if you complete it. They completed it, but no gain.
The aiming point has to be beyond the first down marker where you throw the ball. 3rd and 1, you can't have anything that's even close to the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you run the risk of what we just saw there, not getting the first down.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And now the throw taken in by Chark. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Game situation. Let's go. Check 3. Check 3. Check 3. Hey, watch it. Watch it. Yeah.
Running right, here's Sanders. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
Check 50.
From the gun on 3rd down, Moon. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 37. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call run fits, everyone was in the right place.
You got tight. You got tight right there. Watch the end. Shift.
To throw on second down, Moon. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Right now, I'm just wondering where they turn on offense, Charles. I know we're not in the 4th quarter, but 2nd quarter haven't scored and struggling to move the ball.
I don't think they abandoned the run game totally, but maybe you change up your tempos. Maybe you go a little bit faster, try and catch them back on their heels a little bit to try and accomplish what you want to get done.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Vic goes play action. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. That's a pretty good one for the old average. 68 yards on the punt there. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
Now, meanwhile, the throw by Vic incomplete. It was knocked away. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. They'll run it now out of the gun.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. 34 is the mic.
Vic on 3rd and 2. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Moon. That one complete. He finds Shark. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be from 56 yards out. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. It's moved. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Jerome Baker in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. To throw, Moon. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
53 is the mic. Watch the slants. Watch the slants. Watch the safety creep. Check. Check. Check.
So here's Vic following the interception. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it. Go. Motion. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Check 9, check.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
At the 7-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go.
Another run here with Sanders. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Boom. And that is incomplete.
Well, the fans should be applauding this defense right now. It's an excellent job. They force a 3 and out, and they should be able to set up their guys with great field position, probably near midfield or better.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. That's pulled in at the 32. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
3 balls. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine.
On 2nd and 15 now. Vic. Throwing right, and that's complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this is back to a 5-point game. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. This fielded at the 2. And an alley to run. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And it's a Bills touchdown. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork, to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
Extra point right down the middle, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
Here's Vic. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Vic readies to throw. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Ready? Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Under crunch. Under crunch.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll go again with Sanders. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Here's Moon. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Raekwon McMillan coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. That's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
They'll run on 1st down. Pittman. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now here's Vic. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll find Hall as they finally wrangle him in at the 48.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Check 4, check 4. He's crashing.
On 1st down, Pittman, and he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Tremaine Edmonds on the tackle. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 50-yard line.
53, check 53.
Vic now for the 50. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
3rd down and 8 yards to go.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, check Mike 34. Mike 34. Let's go, D. What? Switch. Kill.
Working out of the gun, Michael Vick. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Justin Reed. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Now this throw caught left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely, great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Vick will look to throw on first down. And now here is another interception. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
First down, Bills.
Let's go now. Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here they go.
On first down, it's Moon. Open man right side is Shark. 19 yards there on the catch and run. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
First down, Bills.
3 bucks, 3 bucks, 3 bucks.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Moon to throw. That is caught by Sharp. Touchdown, Buffalo. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills will add on to their lead. The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 42. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. That's just his second catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game, and they've done a great job of doing that.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and it'll be fourth down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Vic now. This is caught. It's close. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. They'll keep it on the ground. Pittman. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to...
Oh, he cannot get away. Down goes Vic.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Fourth down, Vic. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Vic operating on first down. He's going to let it fly. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Mike, check 33. 33. Here we go. Hey, check Mike 33. Check Mike 33. Oh, you got D? Mike, check 33. 33. I got you. Let's go.
Throwing again. Vic. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 23. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end. And, you know, some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time. And they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for the Bills, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye next week and come back to action in Week 7.